to fill of air, and we agreed to meet ourselves at gate 16. But if you see, as you see, it's raining, and tomorrow also it will rain. So I propose to meet ourselves inside. Everybody is already, come si dice scritto? Wrote. Is unregistered. So there's no problem. Okay, inside gate 16. Thank you.
Okay, even we are not all, we need to start. Even in this section, we need to continue the idea that some solutions are already existing. It's a sort of encouraging to find more solutions, more idea, to especially for the post-consume and the post-industrial recycling, regeneration, and reusing. Now we are in connection with Silvia over there. Where are you, Silvia? Where are you in the moment? Yes.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
But you are in Spain or you are still far away?
I just landed in Spain.
Okay, just landed in Spain. Now I introduce Picvisa. It's one of the few companies in the world that's developed technology for sorting post-consume product, the garments when it's been recollected and from the market, then need to speed up the way to sort, but they need a special technology. And Picvisa is one of the world leader in this kind of technologies. Let's listen, Silvia, go. Can start, Silvia. All right.
Can I hear you?
If you want.
Can I start?
Yes.
Not sure. I couldn't hear you.
Do it. Go.
Okay. Okay, very good. I'll share the screen.
Yes.
The presentation. Okay. First of all, thank you for inviting us, and I really apologize for not being there in person. Next time, I will not miss it. But let's go and talk about sorting. Who we are, first of all. We are a company with more than 20-year experience delivering artificial intelligence and artificial vision solutions applied to the recycling sector. We have more than 400 optical sorters installed all around the world. This means around 2 million tons of material yearly sorted by our machine that work 24 hours, 7 days, 7. And if we talk specifically about textile, our machine already comes with database with more than 40 million images of textile that includes synthetic and natural fibers, pure fibers and blends, okay? And what is the sorting? The sorting, what we do is basically sort in different fraction a feedstock of textile that is completely mixed. Why this is so important for the recycling? Well, because sorting is like the step 0 to ensure a proper recycling. When we sort the feedstock, we got 2 important things. First of all, we increase the value of the material because we have more pure fractions. And second, not less important, we ensure that the recycling process will be performed and will be successful because we ensure that there's no contamination, there's no mix of fiber that are not that could affect the results of our process. But let's look about the technology. I'm gonna explain very quickly what is our detection about and what is our technology about. So basically, what we use as technology is a mix of three elements, the three elements that you see in our slide: the hyperspectral NIR sensor, the visual RGB sensor, and the AI image recognition. With the mix of these three things, we ensure classification based on fiber composition, classification based on color, and classification based on patterns recognition. This can be texture, shape, defects, printed part, or other things. Okay? And so the mix of these three things basically ensure us that when we have a garment or a textile, a clipping, textile in general, let's say, we can tell what's the composition, the color, and also if there's any specificities on the textile itself. That can be a button, can be a printed part, or texture. Something to remark about our technology: we analyze 100% of the surface of the garment. We do not analyze points, just one specific point on the part. No, we analyze, our device scan the entire conveyor belt, and our analysis is on continuous. We do not stop the conveyor, take the information, detect, and then run again the conveyor. The conveyor never stops. In fact, what we also get is real-time data on the sorted fraction. And about the software and what we can detect, this is something that we customize according to the customer need. Okay? So this is a very, very quick resume on what is our detection about. Detection is the first part of our solution. The second part is the physical sorting of the material. And in this sense, we developed two different solutions that you see here in the slide. On the top side, you see the solution that we developed for garments and post-consume in general. And what we have on the bottom side is what we developed for clippings and post-industrial mainly. What's the difference between these two concepts? The first one is so the detection is the same, okay? The sorting in the first case is with the lateral blowing system. And what we are sorting normally is garment size, and we have an endless number of separations of outputs that we can put on in line on our conveyor. This means that we can sort up to or more than 70 categories at the same time. With the other concept, the clipping sorting, we have a limitation on the number of simultaneous sorting. We work between 2 and 4, but we work at a higher production rate. And this is what we call a standard optical sorter, already used also in other industry, very common in the plastic packaging, glass, and so on. And this is the most appropriate solution when we are working with clippings, so with small size textile. The main difference, as you can see, depends on the size of the textile that you want to sort and on the number of categories that you want to sort at the same time. When I say categories, just to clarify, I'm referring to, for example, a category is polyester 100%. Another category is cotton 70%, polyester 30%. But let's go to the next slide, and I believe this will be easier to understand. Okay, here we are. In fact, no matter if it's garment or clippings, the way we train our software is the same. And this gives you an idea of how we structure our database. We have natural fibers, synthetic fibers, pure and mix of fibers, and we have our color chart. We combine all those information each time that we analyze a specific textile. So this allow us to tell the customer if to tell about the fiber and about the color at the same time, and to sort accordingly to the requirements that the customer gave us. Okay, I put not exhaustive because really this is an example of how we can set up our machine. But the most important message that you have here in this slide is tell us what you need and we will add it, because this is the way we work. So we have a database with classes, we have a general structure with big classes and subclasses, but this is constantly evolving. In fact, we constantly adapt the database to the customer need. We also say that when we start building a database, it's a sort of never-ending story. Your database of today will be is better than the database of yesterday, and the database of tomorrow will be better than the database of today. Okay, that's why we also are very comfortable saying that every day we are dealing with new challenges. And specifically, if we look at the textile industry, here I just put a very quick resume of some of the projects we are working on. But of course, we have other stuff, and we know that tomorrow a customer will come and he will add a new challenge. I'll go very quickly through this, but if you have a specific question or need for more information, do not hesitate to contact with us, and we will be more than happy to show you what we have, what we are doing, and also to make tests. If you have material, it's very welcome. Send to us and we will make tests. We are based in Barcelona. We have a test center 50 minutes from Barcelona. There's quite good connection from Italy and from rest of Europe. You can send your material, then come and we make tests with our machine, with the two concepts, the garment sorting, the garment machine, and the clipping machine. But now, going back to the challenges, okay, of course, the elastan. Elastan is the evil. Everybody fight against elastan. What we are doing, because our technology is a technology that analyzes the surface. There's no penetration. And regarding the elastan, we all know that we can have elastan intertwined or within the fiber. So what I can tell you today is that we started detecting elastan in certain specific case. So we have certain specific case where our sensor is now able to detect elastan. In other case where we cannot detect it, we are testing different sensors. Means when I say different sensors, I mean sensors at different wavelength. And what we see could happen in the future is probably that we will integrate those sensors to be able to detect elastan in different cases. Moving to the next, multi-layer garments. Multi-layer garments is another big challenge because we have a lot of multi-layers garments in the market. What we are doing, and this is really depends on the way you place the material, you put the material onto the conveyor, because depending on what part is on the upper side, if there's a part that is hidden, we cannot detect. So to solve this, we are working from two different perspectives. One, we are considering the possibility to put a detection from the bottom side in order to inspect the two sides at the same time. And also we are working on the way we fit the garments onto the conveyor to ensure that if there's multiple layer, we can see it at the same time just with an image. Automatic feeding. Well, I was very conservative. I put, sorry, I didn't say, but dark green means the percentage of, it's written here, if it's achieved or not. What's the percentage? So regarding the automatic feeding, I was conservative because probably is even more than 75%. And I will explain you why. When we have our machine, we have two possibilities. We can feed the material manually or we can feed it automatically. For the moment, we do not have any example of automatic feeding in the market, but we have it on a test center, at our test center. So this means we develop the solution, but it's not yet implemented on the market. And this because of several reasons, because of the volume of the investment and also because of the customer normally want to start with a proof concept and then scale it up progressively. And the most critical part is the automatic detection. The automatic feeding is something that can come later. Then what do we put? We put PA6 versus PA66. Here I put a 50% and I explain you why. Our sensor, our NIR sensor can detect it. We did test and we got good results. We did a blind test. This means the customer sent us the material without saying anything and we sorted correctly. PA6 versus PA66. But this was a small test. So we cannot say yet that we can always detect it. That's why I don't know if there are people that work with those material. I invite you to send to contact with us, send material, because we will be more than happy to test our solution and to see how what the result, the detection and sorting of P6 versus PA66. Black pigment garments. So as I said at the beginning, we comes from the plastic industry, and the black pigment is a real problem for the detection of packaging, because as you may know, the NIR has some problem when the color is black. Good news in textile. Black pigment is not a problem. We can detect properly and efficiently garments that have black pigment. And lastly, the printed part, thanks to the use of the artificial intelligence, there's no issue to detect if there's a printed part. And we can easily sort it. In fact, the main added value of our solution is that we install we inspect the entire surface of the garment. So if there's a printed part, we can recognize and sort properly. So when you inspect specific dot, you can get information that is partial, and this can bring you to not correct sorting. But let's move on. So then if you have a question about the challenges, again, I'm so sorry for not being there, but you can contact with us. We have people in the room that can help you, that work with us. So do not hesitate to ask as many questions as possible, because it's very important for us to keep improving on our solution. So here I present you one example of plant layout, because I wanna remark again the concept of customizing the solution. I always say to the customer that normally our solution there's a standard. But then when we see the machine that we have in the market, each machine has its own specificities. And this is not only in terms of detection. We customize the detection with the categories that, and according to the feedstock that the customer is interested in sorting, but we also customize the sorting. And I believe this scheme helps you to understand what I mean. As you can see here, we have the scanner where we do the detection. Here we have as an optional the automatic feeding, otherwise can be done as a manual feeding. And then we have modular outputs. Why did we create modular outputs? Because we know that the number of outputs depends on the feedstock and on the process that will on the next step in the process. That's why we can adapt to the customer need. And also another important thing, I don't know if it's easy to understand here, but I'll tell you, and then I invite you to check our YouTube channel because we have several videos there. We can work on with one conveyor, that means sorting one piece per second, or we can work with two conveyors at the same time. So this means 2 pieces per second. And finally, at the end, when we have the sorted fraction, here you see we put some boxes. So normally the post-processing is done manually, but we can even install automatic bunker that automatically bring the sorted fraction from the sorting area to the next step that can be the bale press or what else. And just to conclude, those are 3 of our last project. Unfortunately, I can't tell you many information because of confidentiality reason. But if you have any question about where we are installing, what kind of application, and so on, we can give you information of what we have developed and what we have as product already available on the market. That's basically all about my presentation. Here you have my contact, and if you have any question or anything else, I'm here and available to answer you. I hope you're enjoying your event, and see you next time.
Thank you, Silvia. Thanks a lot. We need to go on.